What's really going on, you guys? If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Really Kobe, so make sure y'all go ahead, subscribe right now, like and comment, okay, down below. So today I basically want to go ahead and just do like a story time, basically like me and all of my like crazy boyfriend moments. And I'm like in the car, random parking lot scenery type of vibe. So I'm really gonna get into my chatting mode because I'm comfortable, car talk. I'm basically just giving y'all story time on like all of my crazy boyfriend moments. Well, I will say all of them, but we gonna get into it. So basically, I'm really not a crazy boyfriend, but so I'm gonna give y'all a story time. So go ahead, stay tuned, and let's get into it. So like I said, this story time is basically about me being a crazy boyfriend at this one particular time. I'm a Libra, so I definitely like love hard. Like I'm like hopeless romantic as fuck. Like that's just who I am. Like once I like you, I don't just like you, I love you. Like I love you and I want to be with you and we're together. That's how I am. So with that being said, it's like don't play with my emotions, don't play with my feelings, because it just triggers me. And I'm usually like very, very calm, chill, relaxed. Well, I am always very chill, calm, and relaxed. You gotta really like do something for me to like take it there with you. And that's like on anything, like period, on anything. So this one particular time, it was like at the beginning of this year. It was in Atlanta, and we went there for like Neek's birthday because she had a hosting in Atlanta around this time. So she had a hosting there, and I was talking to a boy at the time. I mean, I ain't gonna say a boy. It was well, he was a boy then, but yes, I was talking to a guy, whatever, around this time. And prior to us going to Atlanta for the hosting, me and him had just broke up. Like we had just stopped talking. But like the day that I was on the way to Atlanta, of course I hit him up, because that was just me being toxic, us being toxic together, because we had literally probably broke up like a couple of days before that, or probably a week before that. So I definitely, one of us spent the block. Either way it go, we both spent the block on some toxic stuff, just arguing like the whole time that I was on my way there, or the whole time before the hosting actually started. So I don't know, somehow I convinced him to go ahead and, girl, not the lighting going down. So somehow I ended up convincing him to come to the hosting with Nika, because we had invited his friends, because we are all like mutual friends. So we invited his friends, and I'm like, you might as well just go ahead and just come out, and vibe. So that was like me like pulling him closer, pulling him toward me, because in reality, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to get back with the dude. I wanted to get back with him, but it just wasn't meant to be, obviously. So anyway, he ended up coming, and the first thing we do when we see each other, it wasn't even like no hi type of stuff. Like it was just like, okay, when I see you, we gonna fight. You know how y'all say that, like, oh, when I see you, we gonna fight. And boom. So when he see me, the first thing we did was, girl, we had then went in the hotel lobby, and we had then went on the other side of the hotel, and we had then had a little scuffle. It wasn't like no domestic, abuse type scuffle like that, but we had then had a little scuffle. And the scuffle was, when you just playing with somebody, like, that play fighting type of vibe, like y'all miss each other, obviously, just toxic. It was just toxic as hell. Let me just say that, the whole relationship, but us both in general. But yeah, so we were play fighting or whatever, and we cool at this point. We not like back in love or anything, we just like cordial, and we still broken up, but I wanted him to come out. So I ended up riding with him and his friends instead of instead of riding with like Neek or whatever for her birthday. For obvious reasons why I would not ride with the person that I literally was just talking to, and I had invited him anyway. So that's that. We get to the club, you know, we vibing, we cool in the club. It's nothing more, like nothing less. Like we vibing. I'm really like mixing and mingling, talking to people. So I wasn't really like up his ass, or he wasn't really up my ass. And yeah, but I don't know how we get to this point. Well, I do know how we get to this point. So like intermission prior to us breaking up, we broke up because I just had speculations. You know how you know, I didn't find out anything, but you know how you know something when like the patterns start to change, like certain routines that you and the person you talk to do, it just starts to change. So I'm just getting like speculations, like I'm seeing all of these different things change and everything. So we broke up because of that, and I broke up with him because of that. Let's just, you know, I just had to add that razzle dazzle, and I broke up with him. But yeah, so we really wasn't on that type of time at the club because we hadn't broke up. And like I said, we had a good time. Like we wasn't like really pressed on each other at the club. But afterwards, after we left the club, you know, I went and ate with him and his friends. We still was on like cordial, good timing. Man, we was still on like cordial, good timing or whatever. When we left the club, he brought, you know, he paid for my food. We chilling, talking in the car. They like bringing me back because he drove there and his friends drove. They all drove in like separate cars. He drove in a separate car than his friends, and he parked at the hotel that we stayed at. So when he parked there, when we was on the way back there after getting food or whatever, you know, I guess he all of a sudden just got drunk and tired, because I'm not gonna lie, when we left the club, we did end up like taking more shots in the car, and you know, we was already drinking in the club, so we was taking more shots. But while I was taking the shots, I don't feel like I was crazy drunk, or maybe I didn't realize that I was drunk. I was just more so like, I don't know. I don't even know if I was tipsy. So I don't know, but I know I wasn't like crazy belligerently drunk or nothing like that. So we get back to the hotel that we were staying at, and me and him, we were sitting in the back seat, and I guess he like all of a sudden passed out. I don't know why he passed out, because I don't recall him taking any shots. But then again, I would highly doubt that he was turning down shots anyway. So we get back there, and I'm like, you know, are you going to get your car, or what's going on? You want me to come with you or not? So he told me that he didn't want me to come with him, but I know why he didn't want me to come back with him to his house, because, you know, like I said, I had already had speculations. For one, don't nobody like say, oh, they don't want Kobe to come to the house, because what? For one, who you playing with? Because you gonna say you don't want me to come, and you may or may not have somebody coming there like during this time. Like, no, I'm never second choice. That's why I left the first time. So nobody's gonna second choice me, and that's how I felt. I feel like you trying to second choice me for one, and I don't like that. So once he was like, no, you know, you fake sleep. I know he's fake sleep at this point. I know he's not even real sleep, because you wasn't even drinking like that. He wasn't even drinking at the club, because he claimed that he wasn't drinking at the time. So you wasn't drinking at the club, and I know you wasn't like taking shots like that in the car just now when I was in there with your friends. So I know you sitting up here like fake sleeping, acting like whatever. He leaned over on the side of the door, he don't got his eyes open or nothing, like he just sleep, answering like this, So I don't know, it clicked in my head, like everything just clicked in my head. So at this point, I don't think, like I said, I was not drunk off the liquor. However, you know, you drink, your emotions react off the liquor. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? Up this shit. Boom. I go in the hotel lobby, and I don't know. I don't even know. It's like my brain instantly said, you know what? I'm about to fuck something up. I'm about to fuck something up. So I instantly, I just walk towards the garage. I go towards the garage. But mind you, to get to the garage, you like for one, the garage is like in the back of this hotel. Like the hotel that we stay at, it's like in the back, and you gotta like go through an elevator and everything. So when I went in the lobby, I instantly just went straight to the elevator. Like I didn't even know where this car was or nothing. I knew it was in the I knew the car was in the garage. Obviously, what floor, I don't know. I didn't even care at this point. I'm like, I know how this car looked, and I'm about to find this car, and I'm about to just go in. So me getting off the elevator, I see like our friends, like I see like the people that we went to the club with, they coming from the garage, trying to go to the elevator to get up to their room. They see me, they like, what's wrong with you, where you going? But at this point, I'm like on some chill stuff. I'm not letting them even see my emotions to even know what I was about to go do. So I'm like, oh, nothing, like, and I guess they drunk, so they didn't like, it probably didn't click for them, like, okay, why would he be going to the garage? And I didn't fly, I didn't drive to Atlanta, I flew here, so why else would you be going there? They probably wasn't even thinking about that at this time. So I'm like, nothing. So here I am, like by myself. Mind you, it had to be like 3 a.m. It had to be like 3 a.m. going on 4, because we had already made like a pit stop after the club, which the club closed at 2, obviously. So I'm like going in the garage, and I'm in there by myself, and I'm just looking for the car. And I don't know why, but I don't mess with people's property. I don't believe in like slashing people's tires. I don't believe in like, spray painting people's cars, busting windows. I don't believe in none of that touching people's property stuff. I feel like that's like where you should like draw the line. If you gotta put your hands on somebody or put your hands on their belongings, then you should probably just reevaluate. And yeah, because that's just not a good look, and that's just not right. You don't touch stuff that people pay for. But at this point, like, I'm like, you know what, I'm fed up. Like, I feel like, you know what, I've been so annoyed with this whole like breakup. Prior to this, like, I didn't tell my friends about the breakup or nothing. My friends didn't even know about the breakup until like I was in Atlanta, because I didn't even tell nobody, because it was just like, it just wasn't a good look. Like, damn, y'all broke up. Like, so I didn't want nobody to know. I didn't even like tell anybody that we was like in an argument, like arguing and stuff that whole like week or nothing. I didn't even tell nobody about that. So when I was in the garage, basically, I find this car, but I'm like opening the door. I don't know what I'm opening the door looking for. I don't even know what I'm finna do once I open the door. Like, I'm finna search, then what? Like, it wasn't even clicking. So at this point, I'm pissed. I'm like, these fucking doors is not opening. I can't slash a tire. I don't even know if that was in my mind. Like, am I finna slash the tire, or am I just here like just trying to open up the door or whatnot? So anyway, the doors was not opening, so I'm like, you know what? Boom, 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 boom. But I'm just punching the windows, and I just start punching them, like going in like boom, boom, boom. But it's like light punches. It's not like punches where I would think, oh, I'm finna break this boy window. No, it wasn't giving that. It was just like, okay, slight pump. So I go from the passenger side to the front window to the driver's side. Then I just end up hitting the back of like the back of the the back window. I ended up hitting the back window. I guess the back window was fragile because it was like a convertible type car. So I guess the back window was very fragile, and I would like to say boop, and the fucking window broke. Girl, the window broke. My adrenaline was like rushing. I look at my hand, and my hand was like bleeding. I don't know if y'all can still see the mark. Like, look at this. This is the mark from when I did that. And now I have to look at this every time and think, oh, what a toxic crazy bitch you were that you now have a mark on your hand from busting a window for a nigga that wasn't even worth it, okay? Like, now I have to look at this every time. But I hit the window and it broke. I wasn't even expecting the window to break because, like I said, I wasn't even hitting it that hard. Once my fist went through that window, I'm like, what the fuck? Girl, I had blood all over my hand. I had blood all over my hand. And I was like shaking. I was like shaking, but I wasn't shaking because I was scared. I was shaking because I was in shock. I was in shock that why I just sat up here and did that. Like, I wasn't thinking about him, like, okay, what he was gonna do, what was gonna, like, if I was gonna get in trouble by the police or something like that. I was just more so in shock that, Kobe, you sat up here and you just bust somebody's window. Like, that's not even like me. If you know me, you know that's not even what type of time I be on. Like, I don't play all of that. Like, I don't like the crazy stuff. That's not a good look, and it's not a good look for me at all, period. So once I did that, I'm like, I'm in disbelief at this point. So I just hurry up and I go. I was running. I was just walking fast, and I just instantly, I go to my floor. I got blood all over my hand. I don't know who's seeing me, who's watching me go up there or anything. So I hurry up and I just go in the room and I'm telling my friends, I'm like, girl, listen. Somebody was in there for one. Like, one of Nick's friends was in there. I told everybody, I said, get out. I was like, everybody get out of here right now. Get out of here. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody. Everybody get out. So I didn't put everybody out the room. And, I put everybody out the room, and it's just me, Mary, and Kaylin, and Nick. All my best friends in one room because we always share a room whenever we go on trips like that. So I didn't put everybody out the room. I don't want nobody in there in my business knowing what happened. So they wasn't really tripping on it, nothing. They left out the room, and I just was like, I bust the boy window. Like, bitch, got blood all over my hand and everything. Like, I literally didn't even walk in the room just like trying to get a paper towel, nothing. Like, bitch, I had to put everybody out of there, and I had to vent. And I was just like, I can't believe I just did this. They was just as in shock, because it's like, if somebody triggers your emotions like that, then you definitely just don't need to be with them. And at that moment, once I like relaxed and like I realized, like, and I cleaned my blood up off my hand and stuff, I'm like, you know what, this is embarrassing. I can't believe this. This ain't good. Once it gets to this point, then you should just really be done. And at that moment, I really just bust out crying. And I was crying because I couldn't believe I did that. And I couldn't believe he had hurt my feelings. Because it's one thing, like, for one, I'm not the type of bitch, you can't hurt my feelings. Nobody can hurt my feelings at all, but the people that I love, literally. And I say that all the time, because if I love you, you should never do anything to hurt my feelings, because I'm really loyal and I'm really like loving and caring. So when somebody that I love treats me like just different and not like I would treat them, it hurts my feelings. So being that he did that hurt my feelings, and I reacted off emotions, especially like having a liquor and like intensify it. It just all just became overwhelming for me, and I just ended up busting out crying. So nonetheless, though, friends, they always there for you, and they held me. They made sure I was straight. So by this time, it's the next morning, y'all. It's the next morning. I didn't know what was gonna happen that next morning. I'm like, well, bitch, he gonna be in the lobby. He gonna, because he left his car at the hotel. So I'm like, okay, you know what? He gonna be in the lobby waiting for me. Once he realized his car is buzzed, he definitely gonna know I did it, because who else will bust his window? Or he gonna call. He didn't call. He didn't say nothing. But bitch, I was prepared to go in that lobby. I didn't care. Girl, I knew I was gonna get my ass whooped though, because he big and buff, bitch. He was gonna win me out. So I didn't really care. I was like, I'm going out here, and it is what it is, because a couple of scratches, cuts, and bruises, baby, that's gonna heal. But right now, it is what it is. My heart ain't healed. My heart is broken. So if I gotta get some scratches and bruises, at least I went out with a bang, you went out with a bang, and that's just what it is. That's on toxicness right there. So nothing happened, and boom, like literally, I kid you not, 24 hours, less than 24 hours from when that happened, girl, I was on the plane in Puerto Rico. I was on the plane in Puerto Rico, like, and I can't remember if, like, wow, but yes. So by this time, I'm in Puerto Rico in less than 24 hours. I get there, it's like nighttime, and I end up getting this call. I end up getting like a private call. But I'm like, you know what? Who is this? This gotta be him. This gotta be him. Because I had them blocked him on like everything, like right afterwards. Like right after I had them did the car stuff, like laying down while I was crying, I had them blocked his number, his Instagram, everything. Like, you're done, finito, out of here, done, you're done. So anyway, like I said, I end up being in Puerto Rico for like in less than 24 hours, and I get this like random no caller ID call, and I answer, and it's him, y'all. He like, I know you bust my widows, blah 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 blah. I'ma F you up and all type of stuff. I put this on my grandmother. I'ma F you up. Like I was like, I wasn't even in shock. Like I knew that he should have felt like that. He should have felt like that, because I would have felt the same way. However, you know, like I said, like I feel like I reacted off of hurt feelings and emotions, and if it would have came down to that, it would have just came down to that. As long as I felt, as I'm not gonna say as long as I feel like I got my lick back, because it wasn't even about the lick back, because like I said, I wasn't really, I don't really be on that type of time, but my feelings was so hurt that I feel like, you know what, you gotta feel a hurt that I'm feeling right now. Like, you hurt me and I let you hurt me slide every time. Now I feel like, okay, you gotta feel my hurt. And you don't feel my hurt with me doing, you're not gonna feel my hurt with me doing nothing like spiteful and give you the same energy that you give me, because I don't run on that type of time. Like, I'm not gonna do the stuff that you was doing to me to you. Like, I'm just not like that. So, but at this time, you're gonna feel my hurt, and I don't know how you gonna feel it, but you was gonna feel it. You was gonna feel it that night. So I made sure I bust those windows, and I to this day, I don't regret it. I do not regret it. I feel like it was a learning lesson, and yeah, it was like a one-time thing. I feel like everybody had like a crazy moment before, and that was my crazy moment. But he called me just going off, going crazy, girl. He ended up like posting on his close friends about me, and I seen it because my friends were still on his close friends, but I was off there obviously, because for one, I hadn't blocked him, so I couldn't see anything at this point. So I seen it, and I'm like, I see him talking. You like, you know, bitch, obviously he knows my mama stay in Baton Rouge. He gonna go there, he gonna bust her windows out, he gonna beat my mom, they gonna beat my mama up. I'm like, boy, what? You gonna do all of that? But you're really in the wrong. I really wasn't tripping on that either. I had told my mama everything what didn't happen, and for one, he wasn't gonna get far at all with nothing dealing with like getting even past the gate at my mama's house, past the door. You wouldn't have even gotten that far. Trust and believe that, I promise you. So I wasn't even really tripping on that, because it just wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't have. But like I said, bitch, I was in Puerto Rico by this time. Like, I'm way somewhere else, like on a different island. So I hadn't swept that shit under the rug and put it past me, and I hadn't had a grand time in Puerto Rico, and I left that toxic relationship with a bang, and I've not spoken to him since. Probably never will. We won't have anything to ever talk about, to be honest, and that's just that. But like I said, that type of stuff is not me at all. You know, I definitely learned from it. The chance to meet, like, I hope I never let somebody, you know, trigger my emotions like that ever again in life, where I just react and not react like thinking with my brain and just doing stuff off my emotions, because that was just, it just wasn't cute. It wasn't cute at all. Like, I wasn't raised like that, and that's just not something that I condone, like touching the people's stuff. I might do a lot of stuff, But that right there is just not my style. But I was young. How old was I? Yeah, I was young. It was like at the beginning of the year, so that's like still young. I'm still young now, so yeah. And I'm so glad that I got out of that toxic relationship. Y'all, if y'all in a toxic relationship, please take note of those red signs and leave. Like, I promise you, being in a toxic relationship is like it will really cause you, like, your health, your mental health, your everything. Like, you're gonna be drained. So if you're in a toxic relationship and you know when you're in a toxic relationship, so all those red flags that you seeing right now, leave, girl, leave. Or dude, if you see those red flags, chunk up the deuces. It's time to leave, because these people, they will drain your energy, they will drain your mental health, like physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. You will emotionally, you will be drained from a toxic relationship, and you might end up, doing something crazy, reacting off emotions, on alcohol or not on alcohol, and on, like, under the influence or not under the influence. It's easy to react off emotions, because we're all human at the end of the day. So with that being said, don't be out here doing crazy things like that. Like, take it from me, I didn't really get no consequences for it, thank God. Like, because he could have easily, like, pressed charges. He could have sent my ass to, like, jail or something. We could have had, like, a real fight. He could have fucking murdered me. I don't know, anything could have happened, God forbid. I'm so glad. But we both, like, have moved on in our life. Everybody, like, doing what they want to do, and on whatever type of time they ask, and on whatever type of time they on out. And plus, this dude ain't got like 5 to like 6 different cars since then. So if he's like still on that, that's like crazy. Like, come on, like, get over it. We don't even talk no more. You don't even have that car anymore, and whatever. But that's my story time of me being a crazy boyfriend. And yes, I'm so glad that's behind me. I never want to be with a man like that again, ever again in my life. God, please, okay? Do you hear me? Please. But I'm so glad that y'all got to hear, like, my story times, because y'all probably think, like, I'm like, wow, y'all, I don't know if y'all think that. Y'all think I'm innocent? Let me know if y'all think that I'm, like, innocent. I don't be on that type of stuff. But yes, that was my story time. I'm counting this money, that's why I look like that. I got some ones. But thank y'all so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys, if you guys made it to the end, I love you as always. Go ahead, subscribe right now, like and comment, and stay tuned for the next video, because it's more where that came from. Let me know. I'm gonna put like a poll up, and y'all could answer there for what I don't know why, like, my words are not coming out right, and I don't know why I sound congested, but I'm going to put a poll up so y'all can tell me what other videos y'all want to see. But until then, and until next time, I love y'all so super much. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe and comment right now.